and he loved playing with his train. One day, the boy said to the daddy, "Daddy, I want to play trains." And then the daddy said to the boy, "Boy, are you going to clean up when you're all done?" And the boy said, "Okay, Dad, I'll clean up." And then the boy was happy because he knew that he got to play with trains. And that was one of the most favorite things that he wants to do. And the daddy helped the boy. The daddy climbed the ladder and he got the trains from way up high and brought the trains back down. And the boy was happy because he got to build all kinds of things with his trains. He got to build train tracks that went round. He got to build train tracks that went up and down. And he got to play trains with his brother.
Then?
Yes. And then it was time to clean up. And the daddy said to the boy, "Boy, I need you to clean up. I think you're all done. You stopped playing with your trains a long time ago." But the boy didn't listen. He said, "No thanks." And he ran away. What a successful education looks like to me is different from what's going to look like to my wife. And what a successful education looks like is going to be different to my children as well, and I understand that.
Oh, tight! You gotta hold on tight! Wipe out! You gotta hold on tight! Did it hurt? Are you okay? Are you need to stop for a moment? Say, Daddy, don't do it so hard. Say, Daddy, don't do it so hard. Oh, Ty, you gotta hold on tight because Daddy's pulling really fast.
Is that fun?
Yeah. I can't.
Parenting has changed my perspective on education, and I know this for a fact because when I first pursued college education, I was in my early 20s. I was between the ages of 20 and 22, and now I'm trying it at 33 and 34, and it's a big difference. When I was 22, when I was that age, it was hard to make the connections with what I was learning and with what was happening in my life outside of the classroom. And what I learned, I guess it didn't have as much value as it does now. And now I'm able to make those connections. When I was younger, I didn't understand how every little thing I did mattered. And I cut corners, I skipped classes, I got C's, sometimes D's. I just did the bare minimum to get passing grades. Sometimes I didn't even pass. And now, as I'm older, I don't do those things. I make sure that I ask the right questions, and if I don't agree with something the professor does, then I'm going to call them out on some things. And I never did that when I was younger, and now I'm doing it, and that's kind of an example of how my perspective has changed. And this is all due to parenting, because what I realize now as a parent is everything I do, I'm being watched by my kids. So there's not a time where they're not emulating me in some way. So if that's the fact of life right now as a parent, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pursue my education, and I'm going to let them witness that.
Go under the sand. It's nice and cool.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Is that why some animals bury themselves in the sand so they can get cooler?
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. That's a good theory, Ty.
If your feet go out of the sand, then it's really hot.
I think so, Ty. So, as a father, and being a father and how I'm going to ensure my children's success in education, I think the most powerful thing that I can do for them is to just model for them. Um, Simple things like just them seeing me read in front of them, not necessarily to them or with them, but just read on my own. Open a book, let them see me read it. Just writing in front of them, just writing a letter, maybe, you know, that those sorts of modeling, and as well going to school and classes. I've taken my children to my university. My university also has a library. I've taken them to that library. I let them be in these places so they can see and know for sure that it's there and that they've been there. I think these experiences, it may not seem much to them right now, but when it comes to education, when they start thinking about what education is, I think these are the experiences that they're going to use to form their ideas of what an education is. I see myself as a person who guides them, and I have a strong bond with them. It's a very different kind of bond. It's more of a it's more of a, I guess, guardian sort of protector sort of. Not that their mother isn't either, but certainly I kind of see that as my most important role. And education is definitely a part of, guarding and protecting them. Because education will be there when I'm not anymore. So, ensuring that they have success. I let them know that mistakes are going to be made and that things aren't going to be easy. But when it gets to those times, I'm also there with them. I don't let them go and fend for themselves. What I would like for them is to just to know that I did it. And because I did it, it's very possible for them to do it too. And they don't have to look anywhere else than me. They don't have to find themselves in, some writer who's passed away, or a professor, or a teacher, or a community member. Their role model for education is right here.
So I read this already, and I already did these cards. So I already did these cards, and these cards, and these cards.
Okay, let's have you. Can you do that one for us?
That one.
Oh, just the last one. Can you do the last one for us?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how you do it.
So nine plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7
that one?
equals 6.
How
Equals 16.
How pole,
And
Mommy?
3 plus 1 and 3 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 equals 10. Equals 10.
I guess I was all too willing to accept information and to just do what was asked. And now as I'm older, I don't do that as much. I still do that to an extent. But mostly what I do now is I try to make sense of my experiences with the lessons that I'm trying to learn, the lessons that have been taught to me, And sometimes I can't make sense of it, and for obvious reasons, because those lessons don't represent any of the experiences I've had. I try to take the language that's being used and search for other possible meanings in them. And sometimes I'm reaching, but that's that's what I have to do. And I mean, that's what happens when you're being taught something that I guess you never really experienced. You've only witnessed others experience. But in terms of parenting, I am well aware that my kids are going to go through those experiences. And when they do, you know, I'm thinking that these experiences that I have right now are going to help me give them some answers to their questions. Um, I have no I have no illusions that they will experience some experiences like that. So part of parenting and the education that I'm receiving right now is getting the experience to kind of help them navigate their situations when they get to it.
You can do it. You can do it. Say, Gia, come on, Gia.
Gia, come on, Gia.
Gia, help. Tough time, Gia. Get it, see?
So
Again.
I understand that we're going to have differences in what a successful education looks like.
Push.
Now,
Yay.
I accept that. What I won't accept is not trying, is taking shortcuts, taking the easy way. These are things that I won't accept. I can take failing. I can take failing after the third, fourth, or even fifth time, and I'm okay with that. But what I don't like, what I will not accept, is just apathy, just not caring anymore. And I think that at least I know that in my life, that I've gone too far. I've made too many choices, too many commitments to sort of allow that to happen. Now, that's to say it won't happen. And if it does, then it'll be the choice of my children, and that's something that they're going to have to live with. But, I can't speak for others. I know that my father and them, they've made a lot of sacrifices coming here. I realize that. I'm a history major, so things like that don't escape me very easily. But I understand that my kids are going to be their own people, and they're going to make their own choices. But again, going back to the most powerful thing I can do is to just model for them.